Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. Tyus Bowser with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know some big guy, we're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And a short gain down to about the 33. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking him for that much space to rumble.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Here's Ryan to throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 24 yards. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And that's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. forced out to, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Terrell Suggs in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down. And Bryant's kick is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson. Being chased out left. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. The Ravens get a new set of downs. Give them 17 on that pickup.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Watch it now, Barney!
On 1st and 10, Jackson flushed out right. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney! Here we go now!
Jackson now on 1st down. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Over!
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got Snead. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy that has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout.
Back down in Philly. Here we go. Here we go now. 3-19.
On second down, Collins. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, this is Collins. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Alex Collins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On second down, Freeman. And he'll get this one up to the 26. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Gun! Space. Left!
On third down, Ryan. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Terrell Suggs. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
3-19. Over.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. It's caught left side by John Brown. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Jackson on first down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Willie Snead as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, Ryan going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And Bryant's kick is good. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They go play action here on first down. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Zadarius Smith in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. From the gun, Ryan. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Ryan. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And past the 30, down to about the 27. A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5. The Ravens on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Jackson escaping the pressure right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta first down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
20.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Gun. Ready, 280. Hey, Tuesday. Let's go.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Terrell Suggs in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Taken in at the 22. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, 3rd quarter now from Jacksonville. And the Colts have scored again to widen their lead even further. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Ryan Poole that time there to get a hand on it.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. Jackson. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you get 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
This is taken at the 23. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Hey, Tuesday. Let's go.
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Ryan now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Ready.
Here we go, D. Here I come.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Za'Darius Smith in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This is taken around the 12. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Hey, 4 down.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
No. Off.
The drive starts with a run by Collins. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football. But they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. My music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Tried to get it to Willie Snead there. And now it's 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Underneath to Allen. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Jackson on 1st down. He's going to air one out. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. They give him a gain of 38.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
Here we go now. Green 39.
To throw again is Jackson. And he rifles one incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And Jackson throwing once more, eluding the pressure right. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good, and their lead will swell up to 28. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Atlanta now coming out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. After the interception, here's Jackson. That is caught at the 7. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A very solid gain of 27. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. He's going to get it running right. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Here's Jackson. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. On 3rd and goal, Collins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Alex Collins, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And last time, 1 play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think.
And he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Well, let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away. and they're not doing it.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Gone!
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. Flush to his right. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Gone!
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Ravens capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly
you
right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Ryan going deep for Hopkins. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Left!
Wide, get wide.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Let's go.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
21. Ready. Back 25. Ready to go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
This is taken at about the 14. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out, and no one wants to go back to those men.
That's caught inside the 20. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And here now come the Falcons. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Hey, you got four down.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Ryan leads with Freeman on the draw. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Tackle made by Tyus Bowser.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 9. Now Ryan. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Somebody call for the queen.